Let's make a deal. The judicial strike the Uribe government hasn't offered. Global warming isn't helping farmers in the cafetero with their latest crops. And speaking of coffee, how do you make the perfect cup? Bake with a former beauty queen. And the Feria de Manizales.
Hi, everybody. It's October 6, 2008. I'm Brian Andrews, and the RCN News in English is next.
From RCN, Colombia's leader in news. This is RCN News in English with Brian Andrews, bringing Colombia to the world.
Hello, everyone. We hope your week's getting off to a great start. And we begin with the situation here that for weeks, workers in Colombia's justice sector, the judges, the clerks, the prosecutors, you name it, they've been out on strike over their pay. Is there a deal in sight to break this strike? President Uribe assigned 2 ministers to meet with the justice worker unions. Among the issues on the table, giving justice workers a productivity bonus, a small increase based on the interest generated from deposits. The unions say they'll have to look at the proposals on the table, but don't see much progress. The strike has had a huge impact on Colombia, with cases backing up, even accused violent criminals being set free because paperwork was not getting done. Colombian coffee growers know that the beans grow best in moderate climates, weather that's not too hot and not too cold. But lately the weather in the Eje Cafetero has been a little weird. The soil is hotter than usual, and that's impacting coffee farmers. Samara Garcia has our story.
The soil where our delicious Colombian coffee beans are grown is changing because of global warming. In fact, some of the earth in the Eje Cafetero is no longer suitable for growing coffee beans. This is why the Colombian government and our National Coffee Growers Federation are working to find a solution and to protect the profits of long-time coffee-growing families. They are implementing a new program to help farmers cultivate alternative crops instead of coffee beans. These new crops will tolerate the higher soil temperatures and guarantee these farming families can still make a living. Gabriel Silva, Coffee Federation President, says there is a 1.4 billion pesos to guarantee coffee growers a minimum price for their crop. The Federation says half of Colombia's coffee crops are old, and these old coffee fields need to be regenerated or replanted. 300,000 coffee-growing families will need to do something about these older crops, he says. Meantime, families who have grown coffee for years in the Eje Cafetero must now transition to growing more productive crops because global warming is raising soil temperatures, meaning their land is no longer suitable for growing coffee beans. 26,000 acres are not suitable for coffee beans. So the Federation will finance the farmers' transition to growing other food products, he says. The idea is to help the farmers and the planet. By the way, the beans you've probably seen in the grocery store are roasted brown. But in reality, coffee beans are green when they are babies and bright red when they are ready to be picked. For RCN News, I'm Samara Garcia.
Thanks, Samara. A cup of coffee is a way of life here in Colombia. We stop everything just to sit down and enjoy a tinto. So now let's check in with our Camilo Jimenez.
Brian, Colombia loves coffee. And the world loves Colombian coffee. But if you are not here enjoying in Colombia, here is a few tips from the experts on how to make the best coffee in your home.
Colombian coffee is known all over the world. It's got the best taste and the best flavor. Here's how to make the perfect cup.
It's important when you open a bag of coffee that you reseal it quickly to avoid the outside scent and air that can contaminate the flavor and aroma.
Here is the traditional way to make it.
For each cup you want to make, you should have a teaspoon's worth of coffee. Next, add your boiling water. Then wait about 6 minutes.
Of course, it's faster when you use an instant coffee.
Add a few drops of cold water to the mix.
Only make enough for your drink. If you make too much, the flavor changes.
After time passes, coffee loses its flavor and taste changes.
Pick your favorite time to serve and serve right away.
The temperature can affect these as well.
Colombian coffee, only the best will do.
And remember, the next time you visit the grocery store to buy your coffee, make sure you look for the brand that says Made in Colombia. Coffee for Vietnam and Brazil is nice, but it's not Colombia. From RCN News in English, I am Camilo Jimenez.
And it's time now to bring you our very popular My Colombia segment. And today, My Colombia comes to us from Colombians living in Pasadena, California. These are photos sent to us by Sergio Sicard and his family. They recently opened a Colombian restaurant in Pasadena. It's called Tutti Frutilla, and it specializes in Colombian fruit dishes and Colombian hot dogs. They're also big fans of the RCN News in English and very proud to be Colombians living in the U.S. Go ahead and send us your photos and digital videos. The address is rcnnewsininenglish@gmail.com. Colombians love their beauty queens. And how do the women look so great? Well, former Miss Colombia, Maria Monica Urbina, says she hits the tanning bed here in Bogota.
Maria Monica Urbina, the former Miss Colombia from 20 years ago, keeps her color thanks to technology. I go to the tanning bed twice a week to keep my tan, she says. Maria Monica is from La Guajira, where there's lots of sun, but lives in Bogota now where it's always gray, and she needs to keep up her tan. I love the tanning bed, she says. It's fast and easy, only takes 10 minutes. The former Miss Colombia says keeping a tan means keeping a healthy glow. I always go in a swimsuit, she says, because I love my tan line. Because Bogota is not known for beach weather, the fake bake is the best way to go.
I guess I'll have to try that out myself. That's going to do it for the RCN News in English this Monday. I'm Brian Andrews reporting from Bogota. We leave you with a very special place in the Eje Cafetero. It's called Manizales, and over the weekend they had the Feria de Manizales. You're watching RCN, and we're bringing Colombia to the world.